What's up, weirdos? Family vloggers are cancer, but the person who has cancer is their babies. But the thing about the cancer that their babies have is that you could easily heal your baby of cancer by just not filming them nonstop and maybe potentially treating them as a human being who exists on Earth and has like their own rights and like their own autonomy and not as an extension of yourself to use for profit. And if you stop doing all that, like you would heal your baby from the cancer, but that would mean you would also have to sacrifice some money and attention that you are getting. And this family, specifically the mom, Nika Diwa, she has time and time again chosen to let her kids still have that cancer. And that sounds like kind of an extreme comparison, but there is literally like a court case about family vlogging by the daughter of a family vlogger talking about how it is genuinely toxic and like life-alteringly destructive. So that's who we're talking about today. Nika Diwa, who can instantly heal her kids from the family vlogging cancer and chooses not to consistently. Let's look at an example of a video that is publicly on her account right now. The caption of this video is POV, your toddler found your special drawer. Now, is that special drawer what we all think it is? Yes. But look at how she films it.
Zizi, what are you doing? Zizi, what are you doing? What's in your hand? What's in your hand?
I can hear something.
What's in your hand? What's in your hand? Oh my god. Give that to mommy. Give me up, mommy. Give it to mommy.
No.
Why? Can you please give it to
No.
Well, don't rub it on your neck. Don't rub that on your neck.
And post. Yeah, I'll let anybody see that. That's your daughter. How do you not care that you are literally offering your young, like, baby daughter up to the worst of humanity? How does that not click when you are recording this video? By the way, that's the thing about her that I'm going to talk about a lot is the situations that she's recording taken at face value, just on the surface level. They could be funny, they could be cute, they could just be, you know, interesting, whatever. But it's the fact that it's not that this is happening. This is happening and she is filming it happening, clearly performing, trying to make it entertaining, to then post publicly where anybody can see her baby daughter having a toy going, oh, it's making a sound in my ear. Oh, it's on my neck. Oh. And the mom is like, ah, stop, and post. Immediately, you are never allowed anywhere near my kids ever. I wouldn't even allow you near my puppies. This is a woman who would exploit my dogs. By the way, her caption up here, a parent's worst nightmare. No. I think a parent's worst nightmare is their baby having a toy and then being publicly posted online for thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to see. But she doesn't care. She sees that and she goes, you know what? Yeah, you know what? It'll get me some attention. Now, by the way, she has 3.3 million followers on TikTok, and on YouTube, she has 2.3 million subscribers. And when I look at the comments on the video, I'm not necessarily looking at the people who are liking this and commenting on this all as like, you're bad people. Because Eunice here, for example, says, my niece found my husband and mine's special lotion. Haha, that's fine. The situation itself is like, whatever. Like, it's just awkward and like, they don't know, they're innocent. They don't understand what's going on. But you do, as an adult, you do. And you have a responsibility to be like Eunice here, who is experiencing it, but then not going like this. And what else about the toy? And what else? It's so disgusting. And that just scratches the surface because the things that Nika Diwa posts, I don't understand. She is honestly a disaster. There's one video that I found on TikTok, but it wasn't actually publicly posted and it was just like people were stitching it and you couldn't actually like hear what was going on, but I found it. I did some digging. Shout out famous YouTuber Sure on the wall. She got the video before it was deleted and I want to show you what is in this video because it's heinous.
This area right here, this is your private part. Only mama's allowed to change it.
My uncle do it.
No uncles change diaper.
Can my dad do it?
Your dad can do it.
Can my mom do it?
I can, yes.
Actually, I want to revoke the thank you for her saving that video. I actually wish I hadn't seen that. Now, when you watch that video, the first thing you're seeing is, oh, this is a mother talking to her daughter about, you know, private parts, you know, giving a lesson on boundaries. But it's not a mother talking to a daughter. It's a mother performing for a camera that she set up while she's changing her daughter's diaper, talking about her daughter's private areas to the audience, not to her daughter. She's not talking to her daughter. That's the thing about these family vloggers is like, they want to act like the things they're doing are just the things they're doing and we're seeing it. You cannot separate the fact that you're setting up your phone right here and then stepping aside and then performing with your kid who doesn't know what it is. They don't know what it is. And by the way, like a baby doesn't know what all of this means. By the way, if you're 12 years old, you don't understand the implications of like being posted online and knowing all these things. If you're like 15, you don't even understand. I feel like I'm just now like fully understanding what like all of this stuff is like a social media presence in the past like few years. And guess what? I'm not a toddler. There's no way that any of this should actually be like possible. There has to be some sort of regulation. But how do you regulate something like this? Like how do you stop people from doing this? You can't, but you should. Your daughter is like But like, I don't even want to describe what is happening in that video, and you as a mother are filming it and posting it for anybody to see. It's so disturbing. People don't understand this. It's not the thing that's happening in the video. It's the fact that it is a video that you are filming and posting. Now, if you want to know something really devious, really disturbing, really disgusting, she started getting some hate like in like November. By the way, people have been picking up on this and clocking her and hating her for this type of behavior, like criticizing her for a while. But a lot of people were talking about it in like early December, especially that last video that we just saw. And that has been like very much wiped from the internet. It is very hard to find that video. But after that, she posted this video, which I think was intended to kind of, you know, like mix up people's like the SEO, like trying to make it like, oh, if you're looking for that video, you might see this video. And just look at how she talks about boundaries in this video. Still, by the way, not great.
So did you sit on his lap?
No, that's a boundary.
Oh, it's a boundary. Why?
That's okay.
He did? That's so good that Santa respected your boundaries because mommy taught you. What did we say? My body, my
choice.
That's right.
Now, if this interaction was happening in front of me and it was just a mom and a baby, I'd be like, hey, that's sweet. Hey, that's great. But I, using my galaxy brain, am looking at the screen realizing, oh, no, they're not in front of me. This was filmed and then posted. And it has 1.2 million likes. So like, you know, tens of millions of views. And she's talking about boundaries. And she threw in that little, you know, yeah, because mommy taught you about boundaries. Mommy taught you. Remember when everybody was mad at me because I had my daughter talking about her talking about her privates. And, you know, oh, look at how good I am. Look at how good I am because I created this where she has boundaries. She's saying my body, my choice. Anybody else think that's cool? Yeah, it's performing it for us though. Like, we're not stupid. I don't understand how she thinks that we're stupid. By the way, 1.2 million people are very stupid. If you like that, I mean, if you just have, if you don't know the context of her, whatever. But when I see comments like this, she is so smart. You're doing an amazing job, mama. You're such a great mom. Period. Good job, mama. Yeah, but watch the video again, like from the top.
So did you sit on his lap?
No, that's a boundary.
It looks like the little girl is repeating a line that her mom just told her off camera before she set up the phone. It's so obvious that she's filming. Look. If I set this shit right here, and then if I put my camera right here and I start filming, you guys online are seeing this. Look at these thighs. Damn, boy, look at them thighs. Okay, so I'm right here. You're seeing this, but the baby is seeing this. She's seeing this angle. Like, she knows the fucking camera is right there and that her mom is performing. Hey, what did we tell Santa Claus? Hey, what did we tell Santa? Psychopath. You're insane for that. I should film all my videos just walking around talking because I actually don't. Okay, people watching this video are commenting like it's a real moment. Like, oh my God, it's so sweet. She said my body, my choice. Her mom's sitting there right before being like, my body, my choice. Say it on camera. Don't stutter or no applesauce. And by the way, Nika, Diwa, if you're watching this video, no, it's not. If you're just doing it like that it's bad. This is not a real moment. And the daughter knows. Look at the daughter. Look at how the daughter's acting.
So did you sit on his lap?
No, that's a boundary.
Oh, it's a boundary. Why?
That whole thing. Oh, it's a boundary. What? She's doing that for us. She's not doing that for her daughter. Every single video that you watch, she is so much more focused on the performance for the camera than she is for the actual daughter who is in the situation with her. You just prepped her. Like, it's so clear that they were just like, she was trying to get her to say this for the video. So did you sit on his lap cutting it as if it's just, oh, it's a candid moment from the middle of a conversation? But no, maybe her daughter told her something and then she's like, oh, that would be such a great moment. Okay, let me set it up. Her daughter's sitting there the whole time after saying something, trying to genuinely connect with her mom, just sitting there like this. While her mom, the second that she says something actually genuine, mom just starts setting up a camera. Okay, we gotta get over here. So what were you about saying? So did you sit on his lap? The daughter like, no, it's a boundary. It's a boundary? What? Are you guys see? Oh! And then what do we always say? Please fucking say, please. My body, my choice. Exactly. Everybody's gonna like that. I look like such a cool mom. Interesting how you're talking about my body, my choice, consent when you are filming your toddlers in compromising positions when they could never possibly consent. My body, my choice kind of seems like you're just using your kids as content. It doesn't even seem like it. You just are, obviously. It's like objectively true that that's what you're doing. Another one of these before we move on to the next part of this discussion. it's just, I can't look at this video, I can't, and think that it's anything other than just performative, like horrible.
What's period?
Period is like when you have this thing called a uterus.
What's uterus?
The uterus is where the baby...
Can you say this to your daughter without setting up a camera and filming yourself being like performatively? Now, people are commenting on this like too soon. Like you shouldn't be telling your daughter about this. That's not the issue that I have with it. Her daughter's asking, what are you gonna not tell your daughter? Oh, we don't talk about that in here. Whoa, we don't talk about. Just be realistic, be nice. Maybe she's being a little bit too much, but you know, people have different parenting styles or things they want to talk about at different phases or whatever. It's the fact that she sets up her camera while she's on the toilet and goes like this. What'd you say about my period? Say it again and film. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna punch my computer, I swear! But it's not just with her daughters that she's performative constantly. It's also just like in the most embarrassing way trying to be like relatable. And listen, people get overstimulated. Trust me. Listen, I got this thing called misophonia. People are gonna be in the comments trying to call me neurodivergent. If my neurons diverge a little bit, whatever. It's fine. I got ADHD allegations on my comments on a minute by minute basis. But yeah, I have misophonia, which means if someone's going next to me, by the way, if you have it right now, you probably hate the fuck out of me right now. When I'm hearing that, it just is a level of overstimulation of just rage. I know what it feels like. You will never catch me setting up my phone to sit next to somebody going to then rage and then post it. But look at this. Oh my god, yeah, you were just casually vlogging and then you had a moment of overstimulation. Girl, think that we're as dumb as you are? I don't know. I think you think that we are as dumb as you are, but you honestly are just like filming yourself and then stepping on a Lego like you're a millennial Reddit humor. Anybody ever step on a Lego? Yeah, it hurts. But it doesn't mean that I'm gonna look at this video and act like it's anything other than just like cringe. If I felt like this was actually real, I would have empathy for you and I would feel bad for you. But there's no world where I'm watching that reaction. That reaction? Girl, you literally had the camera set up. You know that you're filming. That's the other thing about it is like, you know you're filming and then you posted it. So you knew that it was the type of thing that you would be comfortable posting. Sorry guys, I can't let you in right now. So it's not like, oh, it accidentally happened. Oh, it was on TikTok live and I accidentally got overstimulated and caught on camera. Overstimulation, caught on camera, leaked. By the way, you could also just not post it, but she's like, no, I want to be raw and I want to be real, and proceeds to post the least real video I've ever seen in my entire life. Girl, grow up. By the way, she's also just a little bit weird with her kids, like using them for content in a way that I'm like, I wouldn't do that with my baby. Look at what she does with her kids on a plane. By the way, this is so Now, when I was talking about this with Sophia, she brought up the good point of like this type of thing in general of like, oh, if your baby is freaking out and screaming and there's somebody and they like offer to hold a baby, like, okay, there's a world where it's like, yeah, it takes a village to raise a baby, especially with, you know, Sophia and like her Russian community, like everybody's supporting everybody. There's a sweetness to that. Like, you know, it takes a village to raise somebody. Like, that's nice. But that's not what this is. It's not like their babies are screaming and she's like, I actually like genuinely need some help right now. Can you please hold this baby for a second? I'm like freaking out. It's not even that. It's just let me film myself handing my baby to a bunch of different people like on a plane. It's also just like, you don't know where those other strangers' hands have been. Like, okay, trusting one stranger, okay. In a moment of crisis where you actually need it, yeah, I get it. I'd be very protective over my baby, but the idea of like all those different hands, I don't know if you ever were around during like 2020, there was this thing called COVID-19 where it kind of taught us about germs and that lesson of like, oh, you got to wash your hands for 20 seconds and most people being like, 20 fucking seconds? Have you ever counted to 20 seconds? The pandemic was kind of a big wake-up call for people realizing like, oh my God, there's so many germs going around. There's so many things that we're doing that are like actually like really dangerous and pathogens can be getting around. And she's like, yeah, let me give my baby to 30 different people that I don't know and let me film it and post it on TikTok because that's the only reason I'm doing this. It's just like, I just look at that and it just, in the context of everything else, I'm just seeing a pattern and a trend of viewing her kids as only vessels for content, for attention and money. By the way, she's had 2 kids, Zizi and Zuri, but her husband is this Nigerian gentleman, Emeka Ehidigbo, and he had 2 kids before her, and the way that she posts them, it's also like weird. But like, look at this video that she did with the full family.
Okay, I'm just gonna get one, all right? It's just one, all right? How bad could one be? It's not that expensive. It's not, well, I mean, I have to get it a friend, right? I mean, who's he gonna talk to? He's gonna get bored. And you know, what if they get sick of each other? You know, they need a third guy. And honestly, I have 3. I might as well get the whole set, you know? I mean, like, why not? I mean, just...
We got Zizi, we got Zuri, and then we got... I don't even want to give them their names. Just bonus daughter and bonus son. Should I give them names? Should I care about them? I mean, if it's content about how I have stepkids, yeah, but if I'm gonna, you know, actually respect them, nah, I don't want to do that. Now, I'm not in her family. Like, I don't know how she's actually treating these people off camera, because first of all, it seems like she's never off camera. But also, like, whatever, maybe she has a good relationship with them, but it's interesting how they never appear in her and her husband's content. Like, it's very, very rare when you see them, almost as if they don't want to be, and they're giving them the, you know, the right to do that since they are adults. But because they have these young kids who don't understand what it is and they can't, you know, really express it, they're just like, I'm gonna use that. But also, the little kids do say that they don't want to be on camera, and the parents ignore it. Look here.
No. I'm not taking a picture. I'm not taking a picture with that. I'm not taking a picture.
You hear what she's saying there? I'm not taking a picture. I'm not taking a picture with that. I'm not taking a picture. They don't even understand what's going on, and they're still trying to express to the best of their ability that they don't want this. Sorry, one sec. Gustav digging cam. Like, they are very young in this video, and they're literally expressing, I don't want to be filmed. I don't want to be filmed. And this was posted on Emeka's account, so he was just sitting there like, I don't care. Nah, I don't care. Oh, you don't want to be filmed? Okay, I'll pan over here, and I'll pan back over here. You want to see another Filipina panic attack in performance mode? Say that 3 times fast. By the way, shout out the Philippines. I know she doesn't represent y'all.
You are not stupid. You are actually quite smart. You do your best. And that's all that matters.
You're not stupid? Disagree. You're actually quite smart? Disagree. You do your best and that's all that matters? If that's your best, I gotta be honest, try harder. And you know what? You would honestly probably be a really good mother if you could just set down the phone for just a second. Set down the vlog camera just for just 1 second. Just think, let me put my kids' mental health and well-being and safety. Let me put that first and let me put the camera down. You'd probably be a great mom if you did that, but that would mean putting the camera down, and that means putting the attention down. It doesn't seem like you can make that decision to get the cancer of family vlogging out of your babies. You are not stupid, says one of the stupidest people I've ever seen online. You are actually quite smart, says somebody who would never be described by smart, not even by an idiot. You do your best, and that's all that matters, said by somebody who is doing things that are actively harming the long-term being of their kids. Let's talk about the husband a little bit. Let's talk about the huz. Where the huz at? No, this guy actually has an interesting case, court case, that is. Sorry about that. No, but let me show you this real quick. Caption of this one is, if your husband asked if he could skip Christmas Day with the family to watch a football game, ... how would you react? Now, me, if I'm talking to my friend about this in real life, I'd be like, dang, that really sucks. He should probably prioritize you. But also, don't y'all have a TV? I spent Christmas Day with the whole family, but we had the Chiefs on Netflix. By the way, we cooked. Also, I need every witch in America to cast black magic for Patrick Mahomes to win a three-peat. I need the Chiefs to win a three-peat. Please, please, please. Every single witch cast black magic right now, please. Anyways, watch the video. This is insanity.
Ask if I would be okay with you not being with me on Christmas, first of all. Knowing how important that holiday is to me. And 2, going somewhere with your brothers just without me to watch football. My feelings are extremely hurt.
Well, I'm sorry that your feelings are hurt. I'm hoping
I really thought you knew me better than that.
I'm hoping that we can talk and that I can gain a deeper understanding.
It is because that holiday means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Quality.
This right here is actually a sign of legitimate brain rot. This is TikTok brain. I want to make a thesis on TikTok brain. This is such a good example of TikTok brain. What the fuck are you talking about? This is genuinely a situation where I can understand that she would be very hurt by this. He has done something that would genuinely hurt any partner. That being said, the victim in this situation, the one who is not even, I won't even say victim, the person who is hurt in this situation by his actions, I have no empathy for you because I'm watching it through fucking this. If I'm sitting in the car, Sophia is very upset with me and she whips out her phone, just starts crying, and then talking to me as if she's not filming. But by the way, that's her and Gus and Marnie right there. By the way, M-A-R-N-I-E. There is no situation where if that was happening to me where I would be taking it seriously at all. And the other thing you got to be thinking about is he's not trying to connect with her. He's trying to put on a performance that will get the people in the comments to take his side, because he's starting off from a very, very low position. Like, everybody's watching this video is definitely not on his side, and he has to like understand that. And it's like putting your husband into a forced apology video. What the fuck are you thinking, Nika? I don't care about anything that you're crying about if you're filming yourself while you're confronting me about it, crying as if it's actually important to you and as if it actually matters. If it actually mattered, put the phone down. Let's talk to each other as hus and wife. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm saying hus, but I think that this is actually a real situation. And by the way, if this was a r/relationship advice post and I was just reading about it and it was written after the fact, first of all, I'm including in one of my videos on the Coop channel. Go subscribe to the Coop channel right now. It's actually so much fun, and the videos are a lot like this, but it's like, it's chill, it's really fun, I love it. If you like my videos, you would really like the Coop channel. I haven't like really pushed it that much, but I really think that you should go do it. I'm having so much fun over there, and the videos are like really cooking, like it's doing really well, and I wanted to keep doing well, so please subscribe. But even me, one of the biggest football fans, like, by the way, I would be advocating that he, like, there's a TV somewhere in the vicinity, or the radio at least, that has the game on. But she would be in the right. That's the thing. She would be in the right. And the situations that she's like talking about these things to her daughters, that's like not bad. Like, the things that are happening in her life are not bad, but she's filming it and posting it. It's clearly performative, and it's destructive to her kids' well-beings. And how come we can see that and care more about her kids than she can? And this dude's dumbass sitting there like actually okay with this. Like, no, it's totally cool. It's totally cool that this is what my marriage is, because it is not just her. Like, he is fully locked in on the same wavelength as her. She's just the one who's getting really popular posting the videos, but he is totally co-signing and on board with it. You can tell by the way he's acting in this video. Look for just a second longer.
It means a lot to me. Togetherness means a lot to me. And so the fact that you'd rather be at a football game knowing, or I thought you knew that about your wife.
Sounds like Christmas is actually more important than me.
Oh my god, that's the funniest thing you could have said. I hadn't seen that part of the video. Sounds like Christmas is actually more important than me. No, dude, what are you talking about? She's talking about wanting to connect with you, wanting you to be there with the family. Now, if he was actually at the football game, first of all, that's the NFL's fault for scheduling it on Christmas Day. But in the real world, like, yeah, dude, spend Christmas with your wife and family. If you are at an NFL stadium, you better be with your wife who loves that team, or single. Anyways, her husband, Emeka Ehidigbo. In doing research for this video, a couple of these I found like from r/Nika Diwa subreddit. Oh my god, there is something that is so embarrassing. They were literally replying in this Reddit post. I haven't seen people talking about this in like on TikTok or on YouTube, but the pinned post on the subreddit is from an article that talks about how Emeka was arrested for child abandonment. It says right here, police say Emeka Joseph Ehidigbo of Boston was arrested Saturday on a child abandonment charge after allegedly leaving his kid alone at night. According to police, officers were called to Mount Vernon Street after reports of loud music. After searching the house, police said they found a child asleep and alone in the house. The irate suspect was arrested after reportedly arriving under the influence of alcohol to Massachusetts General Hospital, where the child had been transported for treatment, according to police report. So somebody had commented, we need to comment this on every video, and then he had responded saying, any comments you want to make, feel free to send directly to me. Then this person responded by saying, please may I ask what happened with your arrest? What part of the article do you disagree with? And he gave a very lengthy response. And his response is it's interesting. He says, what you're referencing is a situation where blatant lies were told by people, racist police, who attempted to gain advantage by doing so. I was home and I was on my roof deck in a luxury apartment building in Boston, 88 Mount Vernon Street. The police entered my home without a warrant and without any permission, where I did have music playing, but it was not loud. Mind you, I was a black man in a rich white neighborhood in Boston. I am not doubting this. Like, I don't doubt this. He says, I was on my roof deck smoking and making a few phone calls. When I came down to my apartment, I found that my son was gone. I called the police. They told me they had taken him and where he was. I lost my shit, as any parent would if the police entered your home unlawfully. He continues by saying, now, of course, the police on this case stated that I was intoxicated, even though I was not, because verbally destroyed them. They deserve nothing less. They provided no evidence that I was intoxicated, nor did they ever charge me with any alcohol-related crimes. They just tossed it into the report to make me for the angry black man stereotype. Notice there is no criminal record of any type of child endangerment or neglect conduct, ... Why? Because I eviscerated them in court. I wanted to sue them, but the law firm that I worked for at the time advised that in Boston, you can't beat the police, especially not as a black man. Okay, honestly, I do see a lot of people bringing up this situation and being like, he was arrested for child endangerment or child abandonment and stuff, and I think that we can, be a little bit short-sighted when you see somebody like being really shitty online, like his wife. And, he had that really cringe thing that he just said about like, you care about Christmas more than you care about me. You sound like the fucking villain in a Hallmark movie, dog. But even coming into this with what you could call a bias by seeing, their social media footprint, I can't deny the fact that that makes a lot of sense. That it honestly does make a lot of sense. And I'm not going to act like I've never heard of a black man in a rich area of town being treated like, oh, he doesn't actually belong here. He's playing really loud music. This can't be right. Somebody go check on him. And if he's on the rooftop and his kids are in there, that's the thing though. It's like, if your kid is really young, you shouldn't be doing that. But is it to the point where people are talking about it as if he like left his kid in a hot car? Like they're talking about it like it's that. And if he eviscerated them in court and there wasn't any actual like court documents, case files and stuff. At the end, he says, also, please feel free to fact check everything I've said. I've made some major mistakes in my life. I'm not fearful of accountability. I try to learn from those mistakes and offer grace to others who've been through tough things themselves. We all need have and guidance. But that's another huge piece of criticism about him. So I wanted to share it because it's mainly denying their kids of any sort of privacy. That is by far the worst thing. We are all publicly very, very clearly seeing that. This situation is from, something that happened in 2008. And his story is honestly very believable. And there's no evidence to disprove it. And it makes sense. So I'm not going to come on here and act like he's lying and it's worse than he's saying it is. It makes sense. And I think that, it's reasonable to be reasonable because we are being reasonable about all of the other criticism about him. I don't want to muddy this with a criticism that I don't think is actually like as clearly, and maybe he is lying. I cannot find any proof that he's lying, but he, came out there, responded to it. I have to give both sides of it. And, his premise of, I was at Boston in a very luxury high-rise place and I was playing music and I was irate that the police went in there and they, called me all this stuff. Occam's razoring it, find that story very believable. In addition to that, though, you're not more important than Christmas. Also, that's not what your wife was saying. Also, what you were doing to your kids is abhorrent. And throwing that situation from 2008 aside, that I don't really know what went on either way. Before we even talked about it in the video, we already thought that you guys sucked. And I just think it's important to say that because I saw comments like this, like somebody replied to him and said, I asked this politely, why were you playing music as your child was sleeping? And if it was not loud, how did the neighbor get disturbed to the point of calling the police? Racism is the answer. I don't know if he's telling the truth, but I do know that the Boston Police Department might not have the best reputation against allegations of racial profiling. Like, I'm not taking the Boston Police Department side on this. Now, again, that being said, in finding this stuff out and giving him a little bit of like, okay, in defense, I also found this and it was very enlightening because it wasn't just him replying to comments in this Reddit thread. It was also Nika. So someone had sent a screenshot of them commenting on a YouTube short talking about the child abandonment thing. And you know what? Honestly, I think that people should drop that because it's so muddy and not clear. And if anything, his story makes sense and the other things are way more prevalent. But they posted that and then that's Nika. She said, seems personal to you. Very odd. He was arrested, not convicted. So he must have had a sufficient explanation for the cops. The actual authorities of which you are not. Again, that's a point. Somebody replied to that though and were saying like, no, it's not personal. Child endangerment, yeah, it gets under my skin. And also, I'm not a fan of people that exploit their children online. So I'm a fan of influencers to be known for who they really are and or not hide their past. He's not all of a sudden a girl dad. He didn't just become a father. He's fucked up and sometimes it's refreshing to see an influencer own their shit. He's owned his shit. He's owned his shit in the comments. I, find his reasoning more probable than not. But then he responded. He said, and this is where it gets really interesting, to be honest, this bothers me too. That's why we are actually very real. The stuff you hear is not scripted. We just have cameras around all the time. So we capture more than other people. We talk to our children and give them the option to be in or out of everything and anything. Well, except for when your daughter was literally saying, I don't want to be in a picture. I don't want to be in a picture. I don't want to be in a picture. And also how your kids are way too young to even understand what being filmed actually means. And when you ask a 3-year-old, can I film you? And then you get really excited when they say yes. That's like conditioning them that you are happy when they say yes. And if they don't want to be filmed, you're upset with them and you're like, ugh. That is emotional manipulation on your infant and toddler children. And saying we have cameras around all the time doesn't actually sound good. It actually sounds bad. If you have a 4-year-old daughter and you were like, hey, can you be in a video? And then they do it and you're like, yeah, that was awesome. was awesome. Obviously, they're gonna say yes, but also they don't understand it, but they can feel it. Trust me, they can feel it. They can feel your fakeness. They can feel your performativeness. They can feel that they don't actually have a connection with you in the way that their other friends have connections with their parents. And if that isn't breaking your heart, then you have no heart. Now, someone responded to that comment and said, children cannot consent to being in videos. Did she consent to have a video of herself holding a toy on the internet? Good point. He actually responded to that though. And this is where I'm really taken aback by him.
I was like, Christmas is actually more important than me.
As for a particular video, I don't recall the one you're talking about. Please forgive me if I prefer not to dig it up and scrutinize it. We make thousands of videos. We have cameras going every day. Nothing is staged, no lines are fed. We just have a couple of incredible kids that say thousands of cool things each day. We capture them and show only a few. But as I said, we will do so less and less. You're capturing more? So you're constantly filming, and then if your kid does something that's actually interesting, then you post it? Also, I prefer not to dig it up and scrutinize it. Why not? That's like a really good point, and a lot of people are talking about that one specific video as an extreme piece of criticism. You don't have any thoughts on that? I mean, he said, I don't recall the one you're talking about. Did your wife not tell you that? If your wife didn't tell you that, she's fucking crazy. That's insane. To post your kid with a toy, to not bring the huzz into the loop on that at all is insane, which makes me feel like she did and he's lying. But then also, if she did, then she would have had to know that there was something sus about it. So if you know something sus, why are you posting it? There's nothing about them that is good, like as parents. Like they're just very bad parents. And now this is the part that's really interesting. To the issue of child consent, it's spelled with an S, but continue. That's debatable. Children consent, that's debatable. My body, my choice. That's what your daughter literally said, but you're not giving her a choice. Yeah, my daughter having a choice? That's debatable. Well, she's not an extension of you. She is actually her own individual person. But he continues, now to the issue of child consent, that's debatable. We will have to agree to disagree. My girl expressed a desire to make videos every day. My ZZ even wants to direct. 99% are completely without controversy. We are not perfect people. One could make the argument that it takes bravery to let people into our home and see our mess. One could argue that, but no one other than you is arguing that. In fact, people like Sherry Frank are going to lawmakers in Utah talking about how toxic and horrible this is. That's like the family vlogger, like court case that I was talking about. And it's just like, how do you not see? How are you not aware? You have to be aware. I mean, they definitely have to be aware, but it's the type of thing where they're getting something so good for themselves personally out of it, the attention and the money. They're getting something so good that they are going to morph their worldview into whatever it takes to make this okay. And then they're coming out here and saying stuff like this, which are just lies, but these are the lies that they tell themselves that they have to force themselves to believe to continue doing this because the attention and the money is so important. He's literally on video saying, it's like you think Christmas is more important than me. You are literally treating yourselves as more important than your young baby kids. Generally, people will drop a mic into something like that because it's like such a stark comparison and like, oh, really exposes somebody like, oh my God, this is really gonna cause some self-reflection. But no, if they saw that, they would go, it doesn't relate. Nah, I mean, my kids love doing it because, you know, they know nothing else. And mommy and daddy only know how to do it that way that makes us happy. And when we're happy, they're happy. Because I only think about myself and I actually am not thinking about their long-term mental health or well-being or generalized safety when I'm exposing my kids' very inappropriate private lives online for my own money. Yeah. What was the point? Something about Christmas? Also, quick note, she kind of, is weird about how her kids are half African. And when I say kind of weird, very weird.
Afternoon. What can I do for you?
I need to buy a gun.
There's so many videos of her being like, my African baby. Now, let me list a bunch of stereotypes about black people. Like this one right here. Look at this. Yeah, hearing a crash, but your toddlers are half Nigerian. Not to be the friend who's too woke, but I don't know if you're aware, there is like actually a documented study about how medical practitioners don't listen to black women when they're saying that they're in pain or things, and they're like, well, they're probably not in, There's just like this thing of like black people being viewed as like tougher and stronger and more resilient, which is what she's perpetuating here with this stereotype-driven video. Not to be the friend who's too woke, but it's kind of like, if you are Nigerian, that's something that you know you get away with saying, you're Filipina, girl, and stuff like this. Like, my biracial baby said she'll only wear her bonnet if I wear one too. What should I do? She's acting like she can't wear a bonnet because bonnets are only for black people hair. I got news for you, girl. A silk bonnet is just a way to keep your hair protected at night from your pillowcase and from like sleeping. It's a way to keep your hair protected. It's like definitely more used in the black community because of like, you know, aspects of like black hair and like needs like an extra level of protection from like the silk bonnet. But if you have hair and like it gets frizzy or you need to put a little bit of protection on it, nobody's gonna cancel you for putting on a silk bonnet. Literally nobody. But she treats her biracial babies like in a way that makes you think that she enjoys it a little bit too much, in a way that's weird. It's just like, you're not African, you're Filipino. Why are you saying like stuff like that? Like, it's, you know, it'd be one thing if it was like a video here and there, but there's just a whole subgenre of Nika Diwa content that's just like, yeah, I have an African kid. Yeah, they're a little bit tougher than anybody else. Yeah, they're black, so they can take it. First of all, by the way, oh my God, happy Black History Month. Happy Black History Month, literally, happy Black History Month. It's just like a couple videos like this, I think that most people would like kind of roll their eyes and like move on and be like, whatever. But it's the fact that it happens over and 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 over again.
Just have those like words.
Who said? At school?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Sometimes people are not kind.
My thing with the video like this is like, why, what, it's just weird. It's like using her kid's blackness as a content strategy. It is a very different experience when you see a black mother talking to her black daughter when her black daughter is talking about people bullying her about her hair. By the way, it's not like I'm seeing videos like that because people aren't generally filming and then posting their daughter opening up about how they were bullied about their hair. And if they are, you would maybe think to yourself, black people's hair. Should I use this as content while also invading the privacy of my young girl, who I also just recently put a toy in her hands? Yeah, put the camera on real quick. But those are the things that really make people hate Nika Diwa and this whole like family vlog. It's just a mixture of tone deaf plus performative plus invading the daughter's privacy plus also like really exploiting their kids in really inappropriate videos plus an arrest around child abandonment but no conviction and a believable explanation for why rooted in the racial profiling of the Boston Police Department. And in the same place where the explanation for that was is also an explanation for I don't believe that my kids were actually I give consent. I don't think giving consent matters. By the way, his point was no, they can give consent, but in order to give consent you have to understand what it is. If it's just like a vlog and you're vlogging your life and you're like, oh, here's my baby and it's looking cute, that's fine. This is a completely different thing. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm at a picnic right now. Oh yeah, I'm here with my baby. Cut to the next scene where I'm doing something else. Like, it's not that. It's let me film my daughter, who is a young baby, and we're talking about inappropriate things, and I'm performing for the camera in front of her. I hate it. I hate watching it, hate seeing it, but love you so much. You really should check out my Coop channel though. I link it in the description. I'll pin a comment also. I'm really excited about the videos that I'm posting over there, and it's so much fun, and I love it. And if you like this channel, you'll love that channel. I need to talk about it more, but I love you so much. Please subscribe here too.
First of all, floss, 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 floss. Whip it up into a spin around whip, and then get into a chill ass nay nay. Then bring it up, dice roll. Now give a snap, a finger point, and say Timothy Chalamet.